Merhaba, this is Fatima, and it is day 2, lesson 2 of Pimsleur's Turkish. Okay, so after yesterday's video, I did review lesson 1, and I was actually wrong in what was covered in lesson 1. I was working off of memory. Actually, lesson 1 is kind of like a little out of pocket, and immediately it's just like, um, so the Pimsleur method is all conversational based, so it's just like starts a conversation. But like, oh, someone's sitting next to you in a cafe. How do you like get their attention, right? So day one's scenario is someone sitting next to you and you just want to pretty much ask them if they know Turkish or English, you know? So you say, excuse me, affedersiniz, right? And then you do İngiliz de biliyor musunuz? It's like, do you know English, right? And then they'll say either, like hayır, which is no, or evet, which is yes, in this scenario. Hayır biliyor, hayır bilmiyorum, meaning I don't know. And then they reply to you, siz Türkçe biliyor musunuz? Meaning, do you know Turkish? And then from that, the scenario is evet biraz, meaning a little, like yes, a little, right? And then I guess with them hearing the fact that you said yes, a little, meaning that, oh, you're not Turkish, and so that's why you don't know Turkish, because you aren't Turkish. Wow, that was kind of confusing. Then they're like, oh, are you American? So you say America, ugh, America Lamusinus? America Lamusinus. My lose and what I call eyes with the dots and eyes without is pretty rough. So America Lamusinus. Like, are you American? And then you respond, American Liam. Yes, I am American. And I don't know why I got really high pitched, but that was lesson 1. That was lesson 1, and I did write like notes. So since each lesson is 30 minutes, it kind of goes what the conversation should be fully in Turkish, and then it breaks it down. But throughout the episode, throughout the lessons, there's like bonus words, which is what I wrote down here. So some bonus words, which I haven't memorized, is like siz, siniz. So siz meaning you, which you would like use that in a response sentence. And then siniz is you are. So like almost like a question. So if someone's like, oh, are you something? Or they'll do in a statement, oh, you are siniz. Yeah. I think that's what I'm getting from the understanding. So I guess there's suffix prefixes. Siz is the prefix, but then siniz is an ending suffix. And so you would add that to a word. So I'm learning that Turkish is a whole bunch of little words on top, like added to each other, like building blocks. So in a sentence, something like, are you American? It's actually just one word written out in like 15 letters. Instead of being like, oh, are you American? It'd be like, American. You are? Oh, that sounds like Yoda talk. I don't know. I think that's kind of my understanding. So you just keep adding things to the end. So that was the recap of episode 1. Episode 2, he went a little crazy and like I kind of forgot, and I know I keep calling this episodes, but lessons. So in the beginning of lesson 2, he pretty much is repeating lesson 1. So that's the whole reason they want to do each lesson sequentially, like one lesson each day, because they all build off of each other. And so it's pretty much doing the same thing. Be like, oh, excuse me. And now this time, oh, do you know Turkish is the start? And you'd be like, yes, a little. And then the next is like America listeners, and they were like, you are American, not are you American. So almost like a statement. And so they do that for like really quickly. But then it goes through a whole thing of like vocabulary that's not quite part of the conversation. It's just like, oh, so how do you say if if your Turkish isn't good? So they even put the word for my Turkish, which is Turkgum or Turkcum, is my Turkish. So then I would say something like Turkcum idil. Idil meaning not good. I do know about the silent G. I pretty much know my alphabet. So when I'm typing this out, I know that there's a G in there, even though I might not spell the rest of it, but I know that deal definitely has a G in it. So, the new words, biraz, meaning a little, that's for the second lesson. Turkcum, my Turkish. Sizde is like you are. And then this second episode, they did introduce merhaba, which should have been in the first freaking lesson, but they do introduce merhaba and nasılsınız, and then siz nasılsınız, your response. And e meaning good, but then I am good is iyiyim. If I'm hearing that right, it's like I, but then I am together. So it's iyiyim, meaning I am good. And then very good, çok iyi, which in conversation when I am in Turkey, I just say çok güzel for everything. Oh, çok güzel, çok güzel. And I thought that was very good. So now I'm a little confused if this is like a formal Turkish, because I didn't hear anyone say çok iyi when I'm around my family. So not quite sure. And then another new word is iyi günler, which is goodbye, but most of my family always just say güle güle. So I also don't know if that's too formal for conversational. If I'd be like, iyi günler, when I'm saying bye to somebody in a crowd, or like somebody I just met, then I don't know if they're gonna look at me funny. But I'll go with it. I'm gonna rock with it for right now. Okay, so then the conversation just pretty much continues like, oh, is your Turkish good? Is your Turkish bad? Or how much you know. Biraz, good, değil, not good. But then they throw in out of left field, which word is that? Multiple ways of I know, you know, like you don't know. So I'm looking at a screen right now. I'm sorry. This is not from memory. I just finished the lesson like 2 minutes ago. And this video is really long, but hey, we're going with it. Biliyorum, I know. Biliyorsunuz, you know. And then biliyor musunuz, do you know? I know, you know, do you know? Biliyorum, bilmiyorum is I don't know. Biliyorsunuz, you know. And biliyor musunuz, do you know? So then, is there a do you not know? I don't know about that one. That's a good question. I'm pretty sure I could formulate the word. But another big one. Excuse me. Affedersiniz. I guess I've never excused myself because for some reason that was a new word to me. And I would have thought I've said that before. But I was told to say pardon. So when I'm in a crowd, I'm like, pardon, pardon. But per this, affedersiniss. So, yeah. I'm feeling and hearing a lot of contradictory words, verbiage that I thought I had understanding of, and it's really teaching me what I feel is more formal and not as modern Turkish. Let me know if you are a native speaker, if these are not the correct conversational Turkish words that I should be learning, or if there's more like informal speak that I won't stand out. I don't want to stand out like a tourist, hopefully not. So I want to be more of a native speaker. And just from my few trips, I could already tell these things a bit more formal than I've heard. But then sometimes my family speaks really fast, so maybe I'm mishearing things. I don't know. So that was recap day 1 properly, and then a recap of day 2. So, affedersiniz, iyi günler, nasılsınız, siz nasılsınız, ben de iyiyim, as far, and also biliyorum, bilmiyorum, and Türkçem, değil, no, iyi değil, not good. Yes, iyi değil. Those are so many words. So hopefully lesson 3 isn't even more, because now I'm starting to feel a little overwhelmed at the amount of vocabulary thrown at me in a 30-minute session on day 2. I don't know how to feel about that. I mean, inshallah, it'll all work out. So I will see you tomorrow. And that was day 2 of the 30-day Turkish pimsleur challenge. See you tomorrow.